This is the Drunkdeer X60 HE, a 60% budget keyboard that packs a lot of stuff for the price. But is it good for games like Osu and Geometry Dash? In this video, we'll be having a look at the new Drunkdeer X60 HE, figure out whether or not it is worth to get it for Osu and Geometry Dash. Before we start, I do want to say that this keyboard was sent to me by Drunkdeer for review purposes only, but they did not sponsor this video, and all of the opinions in this video are of my own. With that out of the way, let's get into the unboxing of this keyboard. So the Drunkdeer X60 at the moment has one version that you can get, which is the black version. This keyboard features a full metal case and has a hole cutout design on the back of the keyboard, which honestly it looks pretty cool. Drunkdeer always does these cool designs on the back of their keyboards. On their website they claim that it's easy to disassemble, which I still haven't tried because usually I don't customize my keyboards like that. So it's up to you whether you want to do that or not. However, the keyboard does weigh in at around 840 grams and it features an aluminum alloy snap fit frame and an aluminum alloy bottom case. The keycaps do look pretty interesting on the keyboard and they are transparent, although the only question that I have is why did they decide to make them green? A white font would have looked way better with the RGB in the background as well, but again, that's just my opinion. You may like this and you can always just change the keycaps for any other set. Speaking of which, the switches that this keyboard features are their self-developed QIAN switches. These are these blue type switches with a closed bottom half. Essentially, these are the same switches that they have on the A75 Ultra. They're pretty light and good for games like Osu where you have to spam a lot, and same for Geometry Dash, with an initial actuation force of 35 plus 10, which is incredibly light. The keyboard is also hot swappable, so you can always just change the switches to whatever you want, but the switches themselves do sound pretty good. Here is a comparison between the X60 and the A75 Ultra with the same switches. So the Drunkdeer software is a bit interesting. At first you have to connect and then you have to select the keyboard that you have, and then you will get introduced to their new UI, which honestly looks a lot more simpler and easier to navigate than their previous UI. And you can change stuff like, for example, the pulling rate, because this keyboard, believe it or not, also has 8K pulling rate. And I've said this in the past, but 8K pulling rate most of the time doesn't make that big of a difference for me personally. There is a difference definitely, but it's not so big and noticeable that you have to, have 8K pulling rate on a keyboard. Something interesting though is that this keyboard has 0.1 actuation point with a press and release sensitivity of 0.01, which I honestly find ridiculous. It's starting to become a bit more common now with these newer rapid trigger keyboards, and it's good to see that Drunkdeer has this setting available for other people as well. Other than that, you also have options to set up stuff like Rappy Snappy, DKS, Mod Tab, and many more features for this 60% keyboard, though most of the time you probably won't need these settings unless you play the FPS games. Now, when it comes to playing Osu with this keyboard, I honestly find it pretty comfortable to play on it. I am a bit rusty as of recent when it comes to Osu, but I'm still able to, play streams properly and get pretty decent AC on it sometimes, but not always, of course. Here's a sound test of the keyboard with me playing Osu in the background, and try to guess what are the beat maps that don't have sound in the comments below. Other than also, of course, I've been playing Geometry Dash as well. I've been recently getting some pretty decent progress on Jawbreaker, and I managed to get a new best of 74%, I think. The keyboard does feature arrow keys despite it being 60%, which I honestly see it as a plus because a lot of people do use the arrow keys, especially for Geometry Dash where they use the up arrow for, you know, jumping in the game. And the clicks also sound really good while playing, so here is a sound test of me playing Geometry Dash with some progress on Jawbreaker that I did recently. And now for the biggest question of the video is whether or not this keyboard is worth buying. Now, as we're recording this video, the keyboard is currently priced at around $100, and I honestly think for that price it's pretty worth it, because you're getting a keyboard with really good switches, a pretty sturdy and good build, with rapid trigger that has 0.01mm rapid trigger sensitivity. It also features stuff like SLCD, DKS, and much more. If you don't like the keycaps, you can always just swap them out for a different set. And even if you had the previous model, like let's say the G60, and you want to get a new model, then I would consider getting this one because it is a pretty good upgrade from the G60, for example. Now, if you do already have a model like the A75 Ultra, for example, I don't necessarily see why you would want to get this 60% keyboard unless you just want to have a 60%, then sure, go ahead. But other than that, if you just want to get a keyboard upgrade that is also 60% and has all of these features, then I can recommend this keyboard. So yeah, if you're planning to buy this keyboard, then consider using my affiliate link down below in the description. You're supporting the channel directly with no extra cost, and I would appreciate if you do that. Plus, you can use code STU at checkout to get an additional $10 off. But yeah, that's my keyboard review on the Drunkdeer X60. Do let me know what you think about it down in the comments below. Do you like it? Do you dislike it? And do let me know if you want to see more keyboard reviews in the future. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.